When you find a real estate platform that aligns everyone in the entire company financially by making us real estate agents owners, so when the average agent wins, everyone wins, that's the secret to success. And when you surround yourself with like-minded entrepreneurial people who absolutely love what they do, they love serving people, they love God and life, and you put yourself in an environment of high energy, high producing, positive people every day, you can't help but succeed in business and life. We are changing the real estate industry and changing real estate agents' lives. Welcome to the Financial Freedom Forever podcast.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Financial Freedom Forever podcast. I'm super excited. A long time waiting to interview my friend and business partner, Tina Caul from Raleigh, North Carolina. How are you doing today, Tina?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Well, hey guys, you're in for a treat today. Let me give you a quick bio. Well, it's not so quick because it's a really good one of Tina. She's been in the real estate business for 24 years. She leads the Caul Group Residential Realty Company, the #1 real estate team in all of Raleigh, North Carolina, as well as the top 5 teams out of 90,000 agents at EXP. That's a big feat. So congratulations, Tina, for that. She's also a passionate mentor and coach, founder of Access, an online community with over 1,200 real estate agents who come together on a weekly basis to learn, grow, and thrive. She's a national recognized speaker, a thought leader, and has shared the stage with people like Tony Robbins and Cardone and Glenn Sanford. Has even been featured on HGTV and participated as a TEDx speaker and was named one of the most inspiring leaders by Success Magazine in 2022. So pretty humbled to have you on my show, Tina. So thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here. So
we've talked a bunch of times at the live events and but not really in depth. So I'm excited to hear a little bit more about your story. Why don't you just kind of unpack a little bit and tell us a little bit about Tina and your story.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, 24 years in this business, this ever-changing business. I started my career in Michigan when I was 23 years old. So I was right out of college for a year. I knew college wasn't for me. And my husband actually, I got married at 23 as well. My husband and I were looking for our first house. And our real estate agent at the time, Jill Bomarito, kind of just, said, hey, you'd be really good at this, and just convinced me after a few months to get into the business. And I did, and never looked back. So first 7 years of my career were I would say I was an average agent selling 20, 30 homes a year. And then the market crashed in 2006-07. By then I was looking for an exit strategy out of real estate because I was making 150 grand, which was great. I was the richest person in my family, down to 40, 50 grand. And that was not going to cut it. So in the midst of all that, I met a magical fairy. I always say Mike Fairy. And I signed up for that coaching. And that coaching truly gave me the foundation of the business. It gave me a new way to treat my day-to-day like a job versus, like a part-time business. And so from there, I was able to hire a coach and build out my life blueprint. And so one of the things that I wanted was to move away from Michigan because it was freezing. And so we did that. I hired the coach. I got my income back to up to 150,000. We moved to Raleigh, North Carolina in 2010. That first year in real estate, I sold 30 homes and made a couple 100,000, which I was thankful for. The second year was 55 homes. The third year was 80 something. And then I started to sell over 100 homes a year after year. The beautiful thing about that was I was a high income earner. So I made $1 million a year, net about 700,000, but I wasn't happy. And I was looking for ways to gain leverage and freedom. And I started looking into things like, syndication deals. I started looking into investment properties, and investments were sexy on paper, like, oh, let me buy this house and hold it. But when I started to see the ROI monthly, what was I netting? It was like a couple $100 here and there. And I'm like,
right.
I'm going to spend 400,000 for this rental, put all this money down, and I'm going to make $3,000, $4,000 a year off one rental. Like I need at least 50 rentals. So I thought that that's a great long-term strategy. Let's hold the property. By the time I'm 60, it'll be paid for and I'll have millions of dollars in investments in houses. But if I got sick today, that passive income wasn't going to cut it. So from there, I pivoted to, okay, let me buy mobile home parks. And so I bought Mobile Home Park University and I studied it. And I'm like, that's it. I'm going to buy a mobile home park. And my friend, Michelle Sayward, who's my sponsor at EXP, was kind of going down that path with me. She's like, okay, fine, let's buy mobile home parks. Well, in the interim, she had been studying EXP and somebody convinced her to join. And so she called me and said, hey, don't buy that mobile home park. It's going to be a lot of headache. I think I found a solution. And I was like, what's your solution? And she said, we're going to move to EXP Realty. And I'm like, no way. That is a pyramid scheme company. First of all, the logo. I'm not a fan of blue and orange. Sorry, Andre. I'm just not. My brand is black and gold. It's luxury. So I was like, I'm never going to that company. And she bugged me for 3 months. And so, in that bugging, I finally sat down and looked at the numbers. And to me, numbers and math make sense. And so even though I didn't like the logo at the time, which was the old logo, I knew that she had showed me a model that was going to change the way that I ran my business. And so I joined EXP Realty in April 2019. And so that's what, and now it's been 4.5 years at the company. So
that's fantastic. So how many units were you doing in your team and how many agents on your team before moving over to EXP?
So I had, I was still about 100 units a year myself personally. And I had 7 partners that we produced. I want to say we were like right around 225 transactions, for all of us, 75 million in production. It was a good solid team.
Yeah.
And we were all making good money, but I left myself vulnerable. It's like I couldn't leave the production side because I made more money than the 8 combined. And so it was like I was stuck. And then, you would bring agents to your team. They would learn, they would leave. I was like, God, I was at Keller Williams at the time. I had left Remax, went to Keller. And, I thought I'm going to build this team at Keller. Well, in that time I was there for that 1.5 years, one of my not mentors, but she was sort of like a muse for me. She had built a team, exited the day-to-day production and, had 2 teams, one in Charlotte, one in Raleigh, but her whole team walked out on her in Raleigh and she got to go back into production. And I thought that could happen to me. This is not a sure thing. Like I have to constantly recruit. I have to retain, I have to train, and it's going to be another revolving door. So I thought I'm going from transactional recruiting buyers and sellers every day to now recruiting agents every day. And at the end of the day, I'm still just on a hamster wheel, just a different one.
Right.
So when I saw the platform, I thought, well, gosh, this is a great way to gift an agent a platform that they could continuously build on. And while they're selling homes and recruiting buyers and sellers, they could build their own businesses and networks. And when you think of a network, think of network television, network radio. Networks are huge. They're huge and they're massive. And they're networks. People that have networks have net worth, like big network. And so when I thought about that, I was like, well, this would be stupid not to do. And so we did it to gift that platform to my agents. But we were small when we started. We were small.
And 4 years, you said 4 years at EXP?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not small anymore.
We're not small anymore. So the team grew, the physical Caul Group team. It took me about 2 years and I left production. So I left production when we had about 20 agents. I left it completely because those 20 individuals, because I became a volume-based business is what I tell people. So I was very transactional. It was all me.
Right.
to a volume-based business. So I have partners, I'm training them, I'm coaching them, I'm building infrastructure, and they are building great careers. And so we grew from 75 million our first year at EXP to 135 million to 225 million to almost 400 million last year, with 45 agents last year. And today I have 60 agents and we're tracking for 1,000 units sold.
That's amazing. Congratulations, Tina. I mean, you've been able to do what a lot of agents just pray about being able to do someday, is build a team big enough that's sustainable so you can, step away and manage or do whatever it is that you really love doing and not be on the hamster wheel, like you said, but still be able to have the income and the numbers to be able to change others' lives. And I love what you say is that when you really looked at it, you're gifting it to your team members, and it really is, when people actually look at what they have, it really is a gift. And I feel blessed with it every day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I tell people, like, you would never hide a CRM that like was amazing. You would never hide a strategy that was amazing. You want to tell your friends. And, and yeah, so I came into the mindset of like, oh my God, people are going to think I'm like, selling widgets at an MLM company. And it's like, so not true. We sell real estate and we command the audience because we're the number one independent real estate brokerage in the nation. We sell the most homes at an independent brokerage. So we've got the accolades now where I don't think people are laughing, they're watching. And, and I think, we're half the size of Keller Williams. So we're just getting started for growth. We've been growing a ton, but when you think about it, we're still half the size of Keller Williams.
Right. But we're still outselling, really, right? We're being the number one company in sales on the globe. So that's that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I want to make sure, thanks all of our guests for jumping on today. If you have any questions for Tina, definitely put them in the comment section. There's a shout out to Sherry and Tom and Libby and Greg, Mandeep, Sharon, John. Definitely share this with your friends and on Facebook, and give Tina some love. I think, again, I'm excited to have you on the show today, Tina. Want to get into a little bit of details about some of the things that you're doing to be the number one team in all of in Raleigh and top 5 and out of 90,000 agents at EXP.
I think the biggest thing for me is, everybody, Andre, starts with one thing, right? So what is an agent's one thing? When you think about Amazon, they sold books. That was their one thing. They didn't just become Amazon. Gary V, one thing, wine. For me, my one thing was expireds and for sale by owners. I mastered how to pick up the phone, have the right time management skills, treat my business like a job. So I would say that, they'd have to dig deep and look at their business, say, what is my one thing I'm good at? Can I be great at it? And have I mastered it? Because until you master that one thing, you're probably not ready to move on to phase 2. And so when you're building that foundation of the business, that's really what you have to get clear on. And the other thing is too, it's adding in other vehicles to grow their business, so when people say, I don't like to recruit, or well, that just means you're not ready for leadership. Recruiting is leadership. And when you recruit people, they want to be led. And so I would say, start reading leadership books. Like, my leadership books are everywhere in my office. Like, The Self-Aware Leader. I read a ton of John Maxwell. I read a ton of Pat Lencioni, because I'm in a leadership role. So if you want to be a good recruiter, master the skill of, leading and coming from contribution. And so when you can tap into everything EXP offers and lead people to the value proposition that EXP has, not the recruiting and stock. I'm talking about the value of how to run a business, how to market, EXP Luxury, which we just launched, last year, which I was a part of that launch. Those types of things, how help other agents build their business, but show them, because so many people are not resourceful. They just like the racehorses with like the blinders on. And so it's up to us to go, wait, take the blinders off, look at all the things that we have here, go utilize them. And so if we can lead people to the information faster, then they can build their businesses faster.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail right on the head. I mean, there is so much that EXP offers for us agents. It is pretty incredible. You can get lost in it, and they keep adding, right? I mean,
Adding, yeah.
I've been here for about 4.5 years as well, and they just keep adding and adding more. And a lot of our team members and agents, if they're not connected, they don't even know what's at their fingertips. So
Exactly.
I can imagine the agents on the outside, at these other companies that just, like you said, have their blinders on. If they're not paying attention to what's going on around them in the industry, they don't know what's available to these hardworking, top producing agents that was never available before.
Exactly. That is so, so true. So yeah, it's our job to really, have them focus. And again, I grew my EXP organization just by doing that. It was every Friday at 1:00, where we had a 1-hour mastermind, and I would take all the wonderful things I learned from EXP that week and then digest them in a local mastermind. And so I would invite agents every week. I never missed. And those agents just want community. So if anyone's watching this that, wants to grow, it's, again, leadership starts with leadership. You can't say, I'm waiting for my upline to do things. No, do them yourself.
Right.
And whether you're a new agent or a seasoned agent, even a new agent has an avatar that knows less than they do,
Right.
And so a new agent could say, hey, new agents, we're all new. We all suck right now. Let's all get together, right? So because a new agent will say, well, who am I going to teach? Go find more of you. There's the majority of agents are like you. Go get together and commiserate together once a week for an hour. So I think that's where people get so close-minded that they're like, they think they have to achieve these great things to become leaders, and they don't.
I think too, a lot of agents, especially, where they are in their current, location or office or whatever it might be, there's people there to help. But, when I was at a couple of different franchises in the past, people weren't looking for you to reach down and pull you up. And you had to really go after and ask for the help. And even when you asked, they were like real busy. And if they did give you a little bit of time, they didn't give you like, oh, here's my luxury listing presentation that I've worked on for the last 3 years. That's, that doesn't happen. But how do you find that being different where we are at EXP compared to other? Well, you said you were at Remax and Keller Williams in the past, which are great companies.
Yeah.
How is it different?
I think it's different because just like I would help a teammate, my team agent, I would give them my listing presentation. I would give them my stuff. Why am I giving that to them? They're sharing in the commission splits, right? We're sharing the business 50-50. So of course I'm going to share my collateral and things that I do with a teammate. When I bring an agent to EXP, they're my teammate in essence. So even though they're not on my team and contributing to the lead share and the cost to run a business, because that's what agents on teams do, they contribute to run the business. They're actually coming in saying, okay, well, I'm going to partner with you. EXP is going to pay you referrals if you help me. So there's an incentive there to help that agent. And going back to when I was investing in real estate, and I have 12 properties right now, which is not that many, but a lot for some. Every property I own makes me about $3,000 to $4,000 a year clear after all expenses. And here at EXP, if I bring you on and you're a capping agent, which is $2.5 million of volume, so it's not like you have to be this rock star.
Right.
Once you cap and send that money to EXP rewards me with about anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500, and your furnace doesn't break down. And I don't need to evict you. Sometimes you leave yourself, but I'm saying like it's easier and it's faster. So if I have 12 rental properties, those 12 make me about $4,000 a month and $40,000 a year, $50,000. EXP, I've got, obviously recruited a bunch of partners. That has grown to almost 1,300 people in a network. And that's like having 1,300 rental properties. There's no way that I could afford to buy that many. So it's just something like Jay Kinder talks about all the time. It's something like you've never seen before because of the way it compounds. So it's just agents helping agents, helping agents, helping agents. And then the company rewards us for our leadership. And that's what any other company is not going to, it's not going to duplicate.
You must have been excited to see the new gold and black colors for luxury.
Oh, yes, I am. I am very excited. Yes.
Well, you've done an amazing job of building your organization and a big leader in your market. Where do you see yourself, in the next 3 to 5 years? What are some of your goals and visions for your company and your business and your partners?
I think for me, I've succeeded in, having our team, and very blessed there, very blessed in the EXP leadership roles that I've gotten. I think it's now like helping build the brand of like the Tina Caul brand. How do we help more people? How do we impact more lives? And that's really what it's about, because money is a measuring stick in the beginning when you don't have it. But when you have it and you're secure, you're going, okay, now I need to make impact. So it's money, now impact. Because most people, if I say to you, I'm going to give you $500 million tomorrow, what are you going to do with that money? You're probably not going to be like, oh, how could I invest it and make billions? Maybe, but giving back is where most humans, when I ask them that question, they say, oh, I'd help, kids. I would help. Everyone comes from a sense of help when money is no longer an issue.
Right.
So that's why it's like, after you have as much money as you need, you start going towards impact. And that's where I'm at right now.
Well, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the things that you do and the impact, because I know you've impacted, a lot of people in your marketplace and the people in your team already. So the next level is how much bigger and how many more people can you impact. So that's going to be exciting to see, Tina.
Thank you. Well, I'm excited. Happy to be here.
What are some of the biggest surprises? Like you said, you weren't looking to join another firm. You were looking at other ways to grow your business. But what were you surprised about joining this, recruiting company or whatever, what people think?
I think I was surprised at how much value came from a virtual company. I think my biggest worry was, am I going to have connection with people? Am I going to actually meet other agents? I was used to R4 at Remax. I was used to Keller Williams family reunion. I was used to more of that physical in my mind that I thought was more physical. But funny enough, we have so many events at EXP. It's like, I know more people here, their families, their friends. And not only that, leadership. My God, you know Dave Canord and Michael Valdez, and they're just at the same, restaurant that you're at the event. And it's like family. I don't know how to describe it more than that. It's like, when I was at Keller Williams, I don't know Gary Keller. I was in Gary's top 100 mastermind for a month before I left. And it's like, he just seemed untouchable, unreachable. And you didn't see him walking the halls, maybe because the company was even bigger, but you see Glenn walking the halls, and we have 90,000 agents, and he is right there for you to pull over and go, hey, Glenn, I just think you're great or whatever. And he's right there in the trenches with us. So he doesn't put himself in a shiny glass tower. You didn't see Dave Liniger, mingling with everyone at Remax. So that's different to me. It feels very grassroots, and I love that feeling.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I've met like yourself, Glenn at an event, took a picture taken up, but I don't know him real personally. I've been on stage with him a couple of times as well, but not that we know each other really great. But I had a big KW agent that I wanted to introduce him to, and it was right around Christmas time. So I private messaged him for the first time ever. I've been here, like I said, 4.5 years. This was maybe half a year ago. And messaged him my workplace and said, hey, I don't know if you're out of town for the holidays, but would you have 10, 15 minutes to jump on a Zoom with me between now and the first of the year? And he texted me that morning, I can jump on today at 11 or tomorrow at 11. And I couldn't even get my friend on a Zoom that day at 11. So we did it the next day. And we had a 40-minute conversation with Glenn, with this agent. And all I had to do was just message him and ask.
Right.
So and like you said, seeing him, they're not untouchable. it is humbling to be part of a community where the top of the top leaders treat us just like their business partners, because we really are, and we can connect with them, and that quickly.
Exactly. Yeah. It's been a fun ride, a wild ride. And I think I really do. I feel like we're just getting started because like I said, we finally have momentum to where we're getting people from Compass and Sotheby's and Engels and Bokers and these perceived luxury brands that are coming over. So that means to me, EXP is finally, on the map where people are not afraid of it. And so we're going to see a whole bunch of momentum these next 5 years of people that are like, okay, it's not scary. It's not a recruiting company. Every company is a recruiting company, if you haven't noticed. But, the beautiful thing is we're not buying agents. We're not paying off their homes to come join us. So I love that it's an even arena, when people join. So, but yeah, I'm excited about the next 5 years here.
Yeah, same here. Well, I'm not sure if you have enough time or not, but I have my VA's been adding on the top of our screen 11 streams of income, because that's something that we said we might be able to talk about. Do you have enough time to go through that really quick?
I don't have them in front of me, but I think I may be able to rattle them off. So, so when I joined, I had just one. I didn't even have rental homes. So my first one is Caul Group. That is my main source of income. So Caul Group is the team. The team. Revenue share, I call that coaching pay. So the revenue share at EXP Realty to be a leader. The stock at our company I get paid to be an icon. The stock that I've had, the last 15 years, I've saved 10 to 15% of my income every year. So my stock, my Airbnb. So I have a couple Airbnbs. My long-term rentals, so I have 10 of those. I do syndication deals now. So if I have 5 different syndication deals where we own apartment complexes that are 300 doors or more. So those syndications, I learned that here at EXP. I do affiliate agreements. So if I say Red X or Mojo Dialer or whatever, I get affiliate pay. My YouTube channel started paying, which is great because we've got a ton of subscribers there, and I teach and coach for free. I'm trying to think what else. There's 2 more. There's 2 more.
Sorry, I put you on the spot there. We're going to talk about that, so they might pop into you. But that's pretty amazing, because most real estate agents that you ever talk to, they have their own production, and if they have a team, they have their team production, and hopefully they have some multifamily properties or some real estate that they've invested into, like most of us. But they certainly don't have 8, 9, or 10 different streams of income, and that's what you really need nowadays. So when we are ready to step off this transactional treadmill someday, we want to be able to still have the lifestyle that we've had while we were working, but not be working 24/7.
Exactly. Yeah. So now I look at life a little bit differently. And just like you said, it's like, I want to have something, if this is not going right, this is supporting us. And so that's what really EXP has done. EXP has, really in the next 2 years, it'll supersede what our team actually makes in revenue share. So that's a huge, huge accomplishment as far as what I ever imagined. I thought if I could make $5,000 a month, I would be so thrilled, because that would pay my office lease. And it's, 10 times more. So we love that.
What would you say, Tina, to someone like yourself, maybe an independent broker owner or a team leader, and they're happy, they're comfortable with what they're doing and where they're at, maybe have another 10 years left in the industry? What would you say to those people to take a look at EXP when they're really, like yourself, not interested in taking a look?
Yeah. I think, people can be happy. We only want happy people. So, they can be happier. It would be like, I think the thing is, if you're a true leader and you care about your people, and you care about your future, I would say it's something that, like AI. If you don't get on the AI track, you are going to be left behind.
Right.
Everybody is like, oh, AI, they're bringing it in, they're learning. Why wouldn't you learn about a platform that is going to give you multiple different vehicles to pivot your business in the time of crisis? It makes no sense to me when people go, oh, I don't look at it. Okay, so you don't have an open mind to growing your business, it doesn't make sense to me. So even though it took me 3 months to look at it, I finally did. I was stubborn, but that's what I would say is you're happy. Good. Be happier, or at least look and see if this platform could enhance your business. That's it.
Have you had any cool experiences that you'd like to share from your business partners that may or may not be in your personal network, but they're at EXP? Have anything jump out at you?
I mean, there's so many stories, you know that. I mean, I would tell people, go to EXP Realty Life. Is it explife.com? My God, there's story after story. I remember before I got here, I watched all of Brent's, stories on, the people on stage that just would talk about how, you don't see real estate companies where people are crying on stage saying this company changed my life. If that doesn't pique your interest, because I don't know about you, but at Keller Williams and Remax, I didn't see people crying on stage ever. And anytime we go to an event, someone's crying somewhere, and these are happy tears. Right. So that's what I'll leave it at.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mentioned that to several people in the past. Is you ask people, how do they like the company, and most people say, yeah, I like where they're at. And besides EXP, I've never heard anyone say, well, it's been life changing.
Right. Well, maybe they think we're saying that to get them in here and trap them, but the reality is, I would never leave. I tell people all the time, you can join for $149. Add this platform. It literally is a platform. Just add the platform. It's like getting a CRM, getting Follow Up Boss, or, any of the YLOPO. Add the platform. If you don't like the platform, disconnect it and go move on with life. Like nothing changes other than a logo that you're adding to your logo, to your brand. So how many things have agents added to their business and then said, no, it's not for me. So try it. If you don't like it, leave. It's that simple.
Yeah, that really is that simple, isn't it?
It is. It really is. So.
Well, Tina, I really appreciate you jumping on, spending a little bit of time with us today and getting to know you better and sharing your story. You're, amazing leader, and we're looking forward to seeing how you continue to grow your business there in North Carolina, and how you continue to grow the company. Any last, words of wisdom of anyone that's looking to grow their business that you can, share before we sign off today?
No, I would just say, reach out to Andre, get connected, start looking at this model. It is, a closed mind is not a good tool. It's have an open mind and really get to know the people. My thing is, I tell people, I don't even allow them to come to EXP until they know what the platform's about. And if they really are bigger team leaders, or they own, you have to come to an event. You're not even allowed to join until you come to an event, you meet the people, because it's the people in the community that pushes this company through. And, the platform's amazing. Yes, but it is truly the talent that's here. That's what grew my business. It wasn't like, oh, EXP has a great widget. Okay, that's great. But it's the people in our communities that said, hey, do this. This is what I do. And I was, I'm an action taker. So I was taking all that info and then taking action on it. So if you're sitting on an island, or in a brokerage with 80 people, that's not going to be big enough sample size to get out into the world. Like, I'm talking to people in Dubai, and I just got a partner in Spain, for God's sakes. They do marketing different, and it's fun to learn from everybody. So I would say, don't have a closed mind, reach out, look at the model and see if you want to, add it to your business as a new widget that might just open up some doors.
That's awesome. Well, thanks again, Tina. The last question I always ask people before you leave, and you mentioned one book right there that you were reading. If you're a big reader, what's the favorite book that you'd like to recommend? Or if you're a movie watcher, what's the best movie you'd like to recommend?
So I always keep 3 books on my desk that I read at all times, right? So I can grab them depending on the mood. So when I'm in the leadership mood, I like The Self-Aware Leader. Real Estate, Exactly What to Say by Phil Jones. Love that book. And then this is probably the go-to Bible for my mindset, is Beyond Positive Thinking, a no-nonsense formula for getting what you want by Dr. Robert Anthony. So that one we give it to all our agents when they join our team. And it is literally the best mindset book you could ever read. So.
Well, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to pick up a couple of those because there's one new one there that I definitely want to check out.
There you go. There you go. Well,
Thanks for your time today, Tina. I appreciate you. We'll see you at one of the next live events, and have a great day.
Sounds good, Andre. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Listen to what our business partners are saying about our FFF group.
I love FFF, Financial Freedom Forever, is helping you to grow, all support and coaching and training me and my family. Now we have more time to spend together and make more money.
Competition is good, but collaboration is better. You know, the one thing that I really love about this group and this community is that an abundance mindset, always looking to add value. It's really clear that this organization is pouring in as we have the best agents, not only in the US, but all over the globe.
I believe if you surround yourself with like-minded people that are doing 10, 15, 20 times more than me and you put together, we all bring each other up and bring our businesses to the next level and our lives. To learn more about how to partner with us, go to partnerwithandre.com or click the link below and let's have a conversation.